Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here, back with a playthrough of Grand Tactician Civil War. So, if you look down the bottom corner, it isn't white, so it's hard to see. We are in the release version 1.0, and we're ready to do our campaign. So, I've thought about how we're going to do this. It's going to be a spring 1861. Many of the issues in the game that I was having before in our last 1861 campaign have been fixed. So we're going to go very hard and give some morale buff bonuses here to the Union. So we're going to take, with this one, we're going to take King Cotton, Old Dominion, and then I'm going to take industrialization. Maybe. You know what? We're going to take because we should be able to actually recruit native allies in the first place, because those will be considered held territories, I believe. So we're going to take, I think, industrialization. The Springfields aren't a big thing. That's what we're going to take. We're going to have the Union be historic because we want a hard game at this point. And we want to actually be able to get some new cannons, I think. So the idea with this is we're going to play a slow campaign. So that is one of the things. And we are going to play a lot on the defensive side. So what I mean by that is we're going to sit back. We are going to pretty much raise our armies up, kind of chill for the most part, and kind of allow all that stuff to attack us. What I will do is I'll do random in this. We'll see how the random goes for the Union. We're going to take these one here. So we'll see how the random. I don't think we've played a random campaign as the Confederates, and the Union has random. I think we've done one as the US. So we want King Cotton so we can get that agriculture up. We're going to take industrialization and Old Dominion. So let's start it. So the key to this will be that we need to just slow down our idea of invading the north. Who knows if that's going to work out, because by 1862 I always want to go on the offensive, because my idea is still the offensive. The best defense is when you had the best offense, particularly in a war setting, because you don't allow your enemy to adjust and attack you. What I mean by that is you don't allow the enemy just to sit back and dictate your plans, because you always attacking actually forces the enemy to adjust to your actions. You have the upper hand in dictating the battle. And so that's why I kind of do that whole thing. So what we're going to start out with is, for policies, we're gonna go 1-year contract. We're not gonna rush 4. Saying this now, we're not gonna rush core at the moment. So we got now closed panels instead of right clicking on them. So we got some good new stuff here. So what do we start with here if you haven't started an 1862 campaign? So I'll put 220x. Is Beauregard down here with the South Carolina State Militia with 800 men? Because Jefferson Davis is inaugurated. So he's down opposing Fort Sumter. And then the Florida State Militia under William H. Chase is outside of Fort Pickens. So that is the military we have right now. Not all the states have seceded from the Union yet. What I mean by that is still South Carolina and like south of that has seceded. But North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky vows to remain neutral. Arkansas and what is this? Kansas aren't. So Texas joins the Confederacy. So what we have here. Issued bonds. Confederate issued $25 million in bonds on the public debt at an interest of 9.12. Transaction necessary to cover the gap in treasury of the nation. Okay. So it looks like we were about wasn't that bad, I don't think. Monthly economic report. Our debt is 10 million, but we had to take more, so it's not 10 million. Well, that's our current treasury right now. So current economic cycle is expansion. Our wealth is mediocre and increasing compared to the previous month. The tax revenue increased by 23 million. I don't think that is true because we did take a loan. So 0 companies were founded because we only ran for like, I don't know, a week. So export volume was good. Average corporate production last month. We'll have to see how that looks at. No, our economy lacks weapons and artillery. No overproduction of products is noticed. So we're not overproducing anything. So Davis calls for militia. We're going to call for that, and we're going to go to military 1. I don't think right now we actually have the 30,000 that we can do. We're going to take military 1. We can get that, and then I think the next thing we do is probably government funding. It's going to be a long war. We're going to need some government funding up. So Lincoln has now been inaugurated. And we were waiting for the issues at Fort Sumter to come to a head. Virginia's loyalty questioned. So Virginia threatens to secede. It is March 5th. We have some time. We have about a month before the actions at Fort Sumter happen. So Confederate States Army established. Surplus. Oh, I was forget to do that. Let's take that politics down. It's spending money that we don't need to spend right now. Finances tab. You have a surplus. And this is what is in our treasury. Okay. With Chase, Who do I want to actually be in charge of this army? Rear guard's in charge of that. Let's wait until all the armies spawn because we don't want to mess anything up. Beach in Savannah is delivered. We don't want to mess up anything in the north. So military 1 has been selected. It's going to be ready in 3.1 days for us. And there is our military 1. So both sides have military 1. We're going to do government spending. It'll be a long war. Okay, what is this? This is new. All right, the current rating of our nation is AA, which is excellent. Our debt, okay, we already knew that. Expansion, we kind of already knew that. Last month, 2 companies were founded. There have 1 foundry and 1 ironworks. Total export last month is increasing. Our corporate production over the last 3 months is decreasing. We have our economy lacks livestock, weapons, artillery. Our stocks are full of rice, tobacco, and cotton. Okay. Supplies issue at Sumter is coming to a head. Call to arms and the Civil War is officially beginning here with the call to arms for the North. So, Philip James St. George Coke right here. Get Joseph E. Johnston. Porterfield is here with his 700 men. Get 2,000 here. The Army of the Potomac doesn't have a supply depot here. That's one thing to remember. It's 5,000. Sumter is not fallen yet. The Florida State Militia is going to have to stay here. We have this one, Army of Tennessee. I think I'm going to change the Army of Tennessee. I'm going to put a division commander here. I'm going to put 2 division commanders here. Grab someone random. This one is going to be Albert Sidney Johnson. One is the Army of the Tennessee. Zillikoffer, run this. He's infantry, so let's have him take that. Pillow, take the artillery. Let's be very strategic in how our army is set up from the start, and let's be rather organized in what we have. So I think that's fine with that one. With price, let's put Richard H. Anderson out there. So in this case, the infantry and the artillery are separate to make it easier on us on the field. We'll keep this like that. There's no big deal in doing this. Alright, hold on a second, guys. Okay, I'm back now. So let's see what we have. We have that one. Up here, we have Wade Hampton's division under John Magruder. I'm fine with this. I think we will actually march up this here. So that's new, giving us the time of orders, which is nice. We'll send Magruder north with the Army of the Shenandoah, Army of the Potomac. And how do these look? I'm fine with how they're sorted like that. I think I'm going to get another army. This is going to be at Virginia. This one will be the one that Lee runs. And let's put up Braxton Bragg. Then McKirby Smith. Put Longstreet under him as a commander. And we'll take a couple of Virginia boys. Let's go. Okay, so this gives me... Okay, this kind of makes sense. We'll go Loring, and we'll go... Withers. And we'll get... South Carolina. Good thing. Let's go to South Carolina Battery. Or Hardy? No. Let's do it under... Do it under Huger, maybe? Do it under Garnet. I actually like that. Going with us. Let's get one more. In all actuality. Let's get early in there. Okay, so Hampton's division is going to move up here. Army of Northern Virginia is going to move. Oh, I wanted them to pop up in Richmond. You always can't get what you want, that's for sure. We got the Department of Ohio opposed here against the Army of the Northwest. Army of Tennessee is gearing up here. Price is low on supplies. Huh. Maybe the situation is as bad as it seems here. Maybe moving is better. The point is, we're going to have to supply our army in a better situation than what we have here. How much are you out of supply? Okay, the South Carolina militia. Stephen D. Lee. St. James. Let's pull in. Adolphus Holmes. Let's get a couple of units. We're in South Carolina right now. Let's get a couple South Carolinian units. And another South Carolinian artillery officer. There we go. That's a good one. What here? Albert Sidney Johnson is here. I'm gonna get another one, and I'm gonna put Braxton Bragg. Braxton Bragg is gonna be right here, and he's gonna have some Tennessee boys. Bonham. BH2 Walker. Them under the coffer. Bragg marched in. Some reinforcements from Louisiana, maybe? They're from Georgia. James Walton. Mercy Gregg. And Simon Buckner. Looks good. It came down with a couple of artillery units. We're not going to put Hardy in charge of that. That's silly. Huger. There's that. We have the Army of the Northwest or Porterfield. I think that stays the same. This one under Chase. We only have Alabama. Go from the Florida. You can get a couple of cannons from Florida. Crackle. Those would be good to use in the West. There's AP Hill. Can we get? We're technically on the Louisiana. No, we're on the Mississippi-Georgia border. Mississippi. Gladden? Okay, I'll take that. That's a good one. Henry Clayton. Okay. And Alexander Lawton. How about Lawton being the commander here? Give it to Reigns. Okay, so we do have that. What is the look of the armies over here? Magruder, you have D.H. Hill, Hood, and Randolph. Ewell, Jones, and Wade Hampton himself. Let's get one. Hood's. I just want to see. Is Hood's the Confederate support swords? Not. So we have to do this. Possibly. Let's get Pickett to be in charge of that unit. John Bell Hood. Look at this. Get a unit here. Let's bring them from probably North Carolina. Let's bring them from, yeah, North Carolina is probably best. North Carolina, we're gonna have, who are we missing commander wise? I mean, Kirby Smith will get his own command here shortly. Whoops. Oh, I can just scroll down. Okay. Cool. Lafayette McLaws is there. Armistead. Ledbetter. There's H. Stewart. There's Ransom. I'm looking for people that will likely promote. Time goes on. There's AP Hill. Put AP Hill there. Get this. There's Jeb Stewart. Get Maryland boys. Gonna show up in their Yankee colors. Actually, they're gonna show up in red, colors of their state. Earl Van Dorn is likely going to go out west because I can already see we're going to have some situations out west. 100%. And that's going to have to be fixed by someone. I don't know who's going to fix it. But someone has to. It's Wheeler, Armstrong. Am I missing? There are some changes that do happen, which is kind of weird. But then again, I'm not sure where all of the commanders technically would be at this point. There's Burrow, Randall Cable, Mercer, Barton. Looking for people that are supposed to be up in the command positions later on in the war. I just want to be able to track them I think it'd be a cool storyline at that point. Is Deering, Helm. Okay, so I think we have the major people. We'll keep Frost command of this. No, Porterfield. He is decent. We're gonna need another army out here, though. Let's do that now, other than later. Be under Edmund Kirby Smith. Just say a couple of Georgia units. With Florida artillery. No, I do not want Hardy to have that. That is silly. French is fine. Okay, Edmund Kirby Smith's gonna come over here. Okay, I believe we are pretty much done in that aspect. Now, as for guns, we got Springfield muskets in most places, so at least it's not reboard muskets. That's a good sign. But what did the U.S. take? Security measures. Support abolitionism, and Kansas is a free state. Okay. So we could possibly get Europe to intervene in this campaign. Hampton's division did participate in battles north up here. That's why we're getting them up there. We're opposing 6,000 and 9,000 already. That's 6,000 and that'll be 3,000. So that's not the greatest bit. So let's put Hampton's division here. And they're going to come at us already. So we are going to respond with a movement to contact. I'm not sure if Hampton's division is in any point able to do anything. Or the Army of the Potomac is able to get there fast enough. I have no idea. But we're going to reinforce the Army of the Shenandoah. We're going to have our first battle right here. Okay, Price withdrawals. We kind of figured he would have to withdraw, so he's going to withdraw back to the supply depot, which does make sense. What is his opposition at this point? 1,700? Yeah, because the Missouri State Guard is coming up. Let's get... where is Missouri? Let's get a couple cav units. Not Samuel Cooper, that's silly. It's gonna be Hardy, And that's likely all we're going to be able to bring out here. There's unfortunately just one cav unit. I think we might do Industrial 1 next. So he is actually going to choose not to take a fight here. He is going to come at the Army of the Northwest. Okay. That's that. Let's get a couple West Virginia boys up. We'll take McCullough. We can't get one there. Let's take some cannons from Virginia under William Preston. We'll take that. That's fine. And one more cannon under Roswell Ripley. So he's decided not to attack me in that portion. So I'm going to put Hampton's division here. We're going to pose them with he showed a motion to go this way. I'm thinking I need to move up. I think that's the movement we'll have to do. What we don't want is for them to sit back on Harpers, to have the supply depot to be able to do that. Fort Sumter has not fallen at this point. We're not going to have that. Okay, so you're going to be here in Rolla? We're going to movement to engagement. Johnston. Is that his destination? He's gotten additional orders. We'll have Lee stop. Price is at destination now. There's that. And he is going to continue to retreat down here. The Western Army need to go up to Carolyn. Funding 1 has been selected. Let's go with we are in April. We're not in any risk. Take print notes. The Missouri State Guard is going to come down here. This is not a retreat that we wanted to happen, but it is one that will occur either way. put Lee at the crossroads here. But here it is. Department of Pennsylvania is in contact with the Army of the Shenandoah. So we're going to have trickling reinforcements at this point. Going against Robert Patterson. And we'll see what we can do in this battle. So it's the Battle of Harpers Ferry. Looks like they didn't have to come. They didn't want to come down to Winchester. So this one change. It'll probably be on the Winchester battlefield, though. Okay. So we are on the offensive on this map. We need to assault, take points, and do our thing. Johnston has that. He has Jeb Stewart at least, so that helps. So, looking at this battle, where are the points? One there. I only see one. Also, I could be blind, so there's that. Okay. Do a little UI there. We're going to move up. We're going to send Jeb Stewart's Cav an advanced recon mission. This is cool too. Loss resistance. So their kind of morale and ability to take losses, which I do like. That's pretty cool. So it gives you a visual representation based on men, percentage, all that good stuff. We do have Springfield muskets. So at least we get that. It's starting as a minor defeat. Federals have higher morale. So prevent a major defeat. You may not suffer more than 28% casualties or inflict more than 16% on the enemy. A major defeat reduces your readiness and supplies. Okay. That's because we're already in a defeat standpoint. So the wagon trains are going. Jeb Stewart out scouting. I would guess the federal lines are likely to be somewhere probably back here, or they could be at Kernstown. It is possible. I would suspect they're more by the toll house. Could be up by the objective though, up at Turnpike. It's possible as well. How many hours till we get Hampton's Legion? Six hours. Do have that. In 6 hours, we'll have Hampton's division. Jeb Stewart doesn't see anything. If you did, it should be there. So, see the vision. We should see something at Kernstown. Let's stay on the road here, and let's make sure that once we get up into position, then we will send Stewart up. I don't think they would come down here. We are in movement. Okay, so they're defending. They are likely, yeah, they are most likely going to be here. 100%. Yep. At least that's my plan. I'm sticking to it. Because that's the only point that we see. So, attacking the turnpike. We have superior ground here. We cut up down this direction and go that way and get superior ground on their left flank. See, Stuart's almost within command range, so let's see what we have. Go up to the toll house. Look down a little bit. He doesn't see anything here either. Okay, they are in... Okay, that's interesting. They are in the town itself, behind good defenses on the other side of a river. Okay, so let's bring up this. Let's bring up Johnson's portion here. I'm going to wheel Stuart around to the left. They have cannons here? They do have cannons. What do they look like? Napoleons, maybe? 12-pound Napoleons? Smaller unit. We got a few with Jeb Stuart. I don't know. I would have thought the few would have came on the other division, but okay, that works. They're behind very protected wall here. We do outnumber them when we have all forces on the field by about 3,000, so that's about 2 units. Okay, their entire battle line is here. Four-pound howitzers. We have field guns. Okay. Purposely detach the artillery at this point from the orders of the infantry. We're gonna put the cavalry on our right flank. We're gonna put the infantry like so. This infantry, their Mississippi rifles, are gonna come here. We need to move up so we can see them with Jeb Stuart. Okay. So we are not within range at this point. Get that. Let's get all... Good all men to long range. So we only have Springfield muskets in this. We do have some good Mississippi rifles in that. Okay. Let's wait for our reinforcements at this point. 6 hours, I think they come in. 3 hours. I know we could just capture a point and change it, but we're not gonna play with that. We're the ones attacking, so we're gonna have to attack the Union forces here, which is likely gonna be a frontal assault with Jackson on the left. That here, your artillery will be here, and then we'll take the other portions of Hampton's Legion in here, and we'll take it up to the Tall House through Milltown. Get Stonewall Jackson. Let's get him ready. Come across the field. Bombarding him. It's not going to do a lot of damage, but it will do some. Okay. They'll arrive in an hour. From our rear, I think the Valley Turnpike or maybe Front Royal. The Union is moving positions for whatever reason. Is it because of my bombardment? I'm unsure. Not sure what the purpose of moving that was for them. I have no idea. We will not likely be set up to fight until day 2. Would be my guess. It's 1500. It is April. The day should end in about, I don't know, 2 hours. And they are on the field right now. So Hampton's division come up on the flank. They are marching at least. Once we have all the artillery, we might move up the artillery as the infantry advances. We'll move the artillery like here. As the infantry advances towards them, we're going to advance this infantry here. We're going to take Stewart's cav and flank around the back, and then we'll take the infantry over on this side and pull them over here and kind of assault the position. See if I can't surround position. Wade Hampton having some issues with Philip St. George Coke. Okay, so we do have Pickett, which is hilarious. Let's get him to detach. We'll get Pickett here with those 12-pound howitzers. That's a full 13-gun battery at least. So that's cavalry and an infantry unit with Springfields. Okay. Well, Magruder is technically the Lynch in this. We're gonna get set up at 1700. We're gonna get set up for tomorrow's attack. Okay, it's darkness. Okay. Quartermaster's report for supply is at 61%. And we are ready for the assault across the ridge. Those come up. Hill's in contact, so he's the first unit over here. Oh, actually over here. the wall, gents. Because of this view, we might lose that. I don't know though, because we have officially got them retreat. I would consider a very successful fight. Come across the river, boys. Stewart is wounded. Jeb Stewart has been wounded in combat. His men will continue the fight though. Actually, his men broke the instant he fell. The enemy is retreating from the field. Let's say he has ample reason to retreat here, as this is a complete whipping here on the Federals. Good skirmish, 2-1 casualties. Small little victory there. Nothing quite to report back home, other than it is a minor victory. So the point will be we need to keep the depot at Harpers Ferry for as long as possible. Because once the Union starts recruiting men, it's going to get very, very painful for us. So we got to think about the fact that we need to hold our ground as long as possible in the hopes that we just sap Union morale and Union will to fight the war. Jeb Stewart is injured in this fight. But it is a win nonetheless. Let me get the Army of the Shenandoah back. I'm gonna get this one at Lee, with Lee up here. I'm gonna get Hampton's Legion down here. We get a fort built. Let's get our naval units like not out in the open as much as they are right now. The last thing we want is to be utterly compromised in that. Third State Guard. To get down here, maybe we'll have a better way of supplying. I don't know. But we need to hold this position here. Build supply depot. Do we have a supply depot at Nashville right now? Yes, we do. Was it capable of supplying? 14K, which is good. Kenton Hill and Barron. Those are our two navies that we moved. That's fine. Florida State Militia down here. It's 5,000. That's all right. South Carolina. 4,000 should be able to do something against that. I'm thinking. I don't know. The biggest thing in West Virginia is we have to ensure that we hold a portion of it. And this is why I was worried about our economy at this point. And this is why I was very concerned. As concerned as I probably normally am. McCullough's at his destination. What does that necessarily mean over here? McCullough that is at Fayetteville right now. Okay. We need a depot. Fayetteville. Release that and we'll get a depot at Salem. Because eventually it's going to be something that we have to deal with. It's 5,000 there. We got 3,000. It's going to be at Kingston. We'll move him to Knoxville. Key railroad junction. Input between Virginia and Tennessee. Union's got 12-month contracts. Army of the Shenandoah is 3,000. I think it's time that we get someone to command this. So let's get Blanchard to command that. And this goes to Stonewall Jackson. This is Stewart's Cav. So eventually that will be Stewart once he is back on the field. That could cause some issues, to say the least. Fuel. Okay. AP Hill is there. Lawrence Magruder. We get something up there. We need this at Manassas. Get to Manassas and then let's build a depot here. Our monthly economic report before we end this episode. The current rating of our nation is A-, which is good. Our debt remained unchanged compared to last month, so our liabilities are still 35 million. We still got 4.3 million of that in the bank from what that 25 million in loan we took. The current economy cycle is expansion. Our wealth for our population is below average and decreasing compared to the previous month. Our tax revenues increased by 8.7 million during the last month. Last month, 6 companies were founded. 1 was a farm, 2 were foundries, 2 ironworks, and 1 factory. Total export volume was 3.6 million, while a good amount of goods was imported. Our corporate average production last month was 51 million, change of 6.1 million compared to last month. Our economy lacks livestock, locomotives, and iron. Our stocks are full of rice, grain, or rice, wood, and tobacco. There was a livestock farm that we saw. That ironworks would be nice. The livestock farm. And over here, yeah, being made over here. Now, is this an actual Union strong? That really? That's a Union fort right there. Means there's another Union fort there. Okay. So we need to grab these forts here. That could be an issue at some point. But we don't have the manpower to even remotely spare that. Do we? 34,000. I mean, we technically do have the manpower. Let's actually get this to be a unit here. We're not gonna have Colquitt. Who was the other one? There's someone I saw. Buford. Barksdale is going to be up the other command. Those Armstead. Wilcox could be a good one. We'll leave Alfred Colquitt there. The good one. Let's bring in one more. Let's have Reynolds probably run this. Let's have Lafayette McLaws run this, and we're gonna get 4 more units here from Alabama. Burbridge, Wingo, and not John Breckenridge because we're going to use him elsewhere. So it'll be that up in one of these armies. What do we got here? 6. We'll put them in here. We'll put Breckenridge. We'll grab Louisiana units. And we'll bring in North Carolina unit. Scurry. Lewis Armistead. Live Armistead. The command of this. What? Weird. It's weird they could take command of that one, but not. Oh, okay. That works. Let's get another thing of cannons. Get it from Maryland this time. Barksdale? Okay, that works. Get field guns. Okay, so that will end the episode, guys. We are holding our own, slowly but surely. We got 6,000. We're opposed by 4,000 there and 11,000. So they're slowly making up the Army of Northeastern Virginia. We have the Army of Northern Virginia under Robert E. Lee. Gonna set up here in the center. Hampton's division is gonna go down here in the peninsula and guard like normal. Army of the Northwest is doing its thing in West Virginia. The Department of Ohio is at 31,000 strength. So if that pushes at us, we're going to have some issues. If the Army of Tennessee is at 9,000, the Army of West Tennessee is at 3. So I think the issue is going to be that this army with Albert Sidney Johnson has to be pumped up from there. Department of the West is going to be at 31,000 by the end of this. So I think the merging of the Western Army and the Missouri State Guard is likely going to be what tries to keep us in this fight early, and we're gonna have to score some some big things. After we get print notes here, we're gonna have to go to Militia Act 2, because at that point we need more recruits, and the Union is already starting. While we're at 35, they're at 45. We are gonna start falling behind in men fielded sooner rather than later. So we do have to worry about that. But I think we need to hold our own here. We have to figure out what to do in this one. This has got to be a bigger army. And then this one has to be a smaller army to hold this. We're going to have to bounce around and hold as much as we can in West Virginia. And I think we are going to be good, at least over here, short term. What will also help is once we get these fully fielded Florida State, this Florida State militia can come up to Corinth and we can already start to defend Tennessee as best as we can. So thank y'all for joining me. Go ahead and leave a like below, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.